What's going on, guys? I am Toxic Jordan. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to do an Extreme Z team building guide for the new NAMEK GOKU Extreme Z battle here. It is releasing in an hour at the time of recording, so it'll probably already be live in game by the time this goes up on the channel. So the type effective category for this EZA is the full power category, and we're going to be facing off against the STR NAMEK GOKU during the entire thing. So unfortunately, there is something unfortunate about this category, that it isn't the largest category, and it doesn't have the best leaders available. As you can see, you really only have a few options here, and obviously you're not going to want to use the full power Broly here, because he has type disadvantage, and this card is aged out really bad at this point. So I really wouldn't recommend using him as your leader, because you probably shouldn't have him on the team at all. Which means you're pretty much limited to the full power Frieza and the Super Saiyan 4 Goku here. The good news is that there are quite a few teams that you can build within the category with some of these other units that can be used as leaders. So let's go ahead and get into it real quick, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so the first unit that I want to go over, obviously, is the Super Saiyan 4 Full Power Goku here. He's going to be the best leader for this event because he has the full power category as his leader skill with a full 170% stats, which means you can use any of the full power units on the team with him. He's going to have a lot of start of turn attack and defense, which is really good. He gets the additional stats for if you have all allies in the same turn being superclass, which is very, very possible on this category. He's got his medium chance to counter, which is nice. And then also, on this event, you're probably going to be able to get the Scouter active as long as your HP is below 59%. If you're going to have other full power category allies around, so he'll be able to have the Scouter active, which is very nice. Okay, so another good leader that you could use is the brand new Super Saiyan Goku that just came out. He's going to be a 200% powerful comeback leader. Now, you can build a full powerful comeback team out of the units that are on full power. There's like just enough. There's maybe like a few more than 6, I want to say. So you're not going to be able to use like all the most busted units. There's going to be a few weaker options on the team, but the trade-off is that you're going to be able to have 2 of this guy on the team, because he'll be your leader and your friend leader. And having 2 of him around is going to make a huge difference for your success in this event. This guy is insane. He's like the number 1 unit in the game right now, maybe number 2, comparative to Cooler. But yeah, he's going to be hitting insanely hard. His defense is really, really solid as well. So yeah, this guy is going to be really, really good. And he also has a revive if your HP goes below 59% at any point. So that's going to be super, super helpful, especially in an area where you can't use items or anything. So if you are struggling and your HP is going low, having 2 revives available, once for this leader and then for the friend leader, can be a phenomenal thing. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see his active skill because that doesn't proc until the 5th turn. So no Super Saiyan Rage there, but so you won't be able to see the bird, unfortunately. But yeah, this guy is still going to perform amazingly in this EZA. So I also wanted to mention the Int NAMEK Goku here. Unfortunately, you can't use him along with the Tech Super Saiyan Goku because they have the same name. But if you don't have the Tech Goku, then you could potentially run this guy on your team. He's still going to be doing very solid. If you throw him in the first slot, then you'll get that guaranteed additional super, and he can be very, very effective in this EZA. Alright, so the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan here is going to be really solid. He could be a good leader for you as well. I believe you can build a Kamehameha team, you know, out of units that are on the full power category. So you definitely can use him as your leader, which is nice because he has type advantage. So having your leader and your friend leader both be AGL units is going to be helpful for you in this EZA too. He's getting the infinite defense raises, so he's going to be a pretty solid defensive option as well. So yeah, this guy can be pretty nice. Then we've got the STR Full Power Frieza here. Now, he's going to have a sub-leader skill, so he's got full power 150% leader skill, which is nice. I suppose if you don't have any other better leaders to use, then this guy can be a decent option as a leader for you. He But if you do choose to use him, you need to do his EZA first, because this guy's EZA is actually dropping at the exact same time as the NAMEK Goku. So if you do want to use him on the team, make sure he's EZA'd, because pre-EZA he is pretty trash. And he won't have the same leader skill available. His leader skill is only going to be 130% instead of the 150%, which makes a difference. So yeah, I would definitely say get him EZA'd first, and then he'll be a really solid option. Some solid attack and defense, especially after you get off the Ultra Super here, so he can be really good too. Though I hope you don't have to use that STR Full Power Frieza, because it's much more reliable to use the AGL Full Power Frieza here, who is going to be performing way better than him. Now, you can't use this guy as your leader because there aren't enough units on the Sworn Enemies in Planet Namek Saga to really make a full team for this EZA, but if you have him on your team, then he's going to be really, really solid. He's going to be doing so much damage. He's guaranteed crits because you're facing a Goku, and then if you put him in the first slot, he's going to be getting the guaranteed additional super as well. So yeah, this guy is just going to be performing so well for you. Alright, then we've got the AGL Super Saiyan 2 Kale and Caulifla here. They're going to be a really, really solid defensive option, getting their infinite defense raises on both their 12 and 18 key super, as well as some evasion chances in here. So yeah, they can be a really solid option for this as well. They also do have type advantage, which is going to be helpful. So they're not a bad option. Okay, then we've got the STR Kaioken Goku here. So he's going to be a really, really hard hitter in this event for sure. With the built-in high chance to crit, it's going to be helpful because he's only type neutral unit. And then after he gets off his 18 key super and does the massive attack and defense raises, he's going to be hitting really hard, and he'll tank decently well for you as well. Okay, so then we've got the Int Goku and Piccolo. They're going to be, again, another just solid unit that puts out good stats with attack and defense. They've got this attack and defense 120% when performing a super attack. So you definitely can't run them in the first slot or anything, because they need to super attack before they get these stat raises, and then, you know, getting the attack and defense raises on their super attack effect as well. So yeah, they are going to be really, really solid for you post super attack. But yeah, just another good damage dealer with decent defense that you can depend on. Okay, so now this guy is a really important one. I actually should have put him up toward the front, because you definitely can build a Pure Saiyans team out of the full power units. So he is a really, really solid option for your leader if you are still hunting around for one. He himself is going to perform very well in the EZA, attack and defense-wise, both. So if you have two of him on the team, that's going to be phenomenal for you. And his leader skill is really, really solid. So this guy could be a very, very solid option for that. Okay, so then we've got the AGL Transforming Goku here. He is a third Super Saiyan Goku. I guess I should have put him with the other Super Saiyan Gokus. Yeah, so he is not going to be usable alongside them, but this guy has type advantage, and he's got a little bit of damage reduction, and the attack and defense raising that he's doing on Super. So he can be a really solid option, you know, in this EZA over the other Super Saiyan Gokus, potentially, just depending on the team build that you've got going and stuff. Or I suppose if you don't have those guys, then this guy would be a really good option for you to put on the team instead. Okay, so then we've got the AGL Golden Frieza here. He's going to be a really solid option because he's got the damage reduction for you as long as your HP is 40% or more. So he'll be tanking absolutely well. He'll take no damage in this EZA because he's got type advantage on top of all of the damage reduction. You just need to be careful about that HP, because if your HP dips below, then he is a liability for sure. But he'll be a really solid option, especially if you're running the AGL Full Power Frieza on your team, because then he'll have a really good linking partner. They'll link up very, very well together. I also did just want to mention the Tech Golden Frieza is an option as well. I definitely would recommend that you use the AGL Golden Frieza over the Tech Frieza. Remember that you can't use both of them because they have the same name. Unfortunately, that would be pretty cool. But yeah, this guy will tank perfectly fine as well. He should take no damage in this EZA also. So it's really up to you which of the two you'd want to use. I'd just say it makes more sense to use the AGL one because he has type advantage. Okay, so then we've got the STR Exchange Goku and Gohan here. He could potentially be another leader for you. That might be a little bit stretching it thin. I suppose you could do a solid Super Saiyans Goku's family team with the full power category. Yeah, so he could be a decent leader for you as well. The card itself is not going to be performing as well as some of those other leader cards would. So I wouldn't really recommend having 2 of him on the team. But if you have no other options, he can definitely do it. You're not going to be seeing the exchange into Gohan here. The event doesn't last long enough for that to happen. So, you're basically going to be relying on the Goku in the base form. So pretty much the it of it is after he takes an attack, he'll have a high chance of evading, which is nice. Or after performing a super attack, then he has a high chance of evading. So he's not going to be a good slot 1 unit for you, but then he can be decent defensively because of the dodging, and after he super attacks, his defense does go up quite a bit, so that can be helpful too. Okay, so the last 2 units I did want to mention here real quick are the Tech Caulifla. We're facing off against a Pure Saiyan's category enemy, so she's going to have a 100% chance to dodge. She'll be the best possible defensive unit that we can use in this EZA, so definitely don't forget about her if you're needing to fill in a slot on your team, or if you just want the extra defensive power, then by all means. And then also the Tech Godku here. Again, we're facing off against a Pure Saiyan's category enemy, so you're going to be reducing damage received by 77% throughout the entire thing. Now, one thing to note with this guy, because he is going to be getting hit by the attacks and he just wants to tank them, it's going to be wise to try and get him on the leader skill so that he can tank as well as possible. May not be necessary. It's hard to say before we're able to actually jump in the event and see how hard it hits. But if the event ends up being really difficult and hitting very hard, then it might be necessary to make sure that he is on the leader skill. But he is not on the type effective category. So on top of not being on the full power category, he's already going to be getting hit harder. So I would definitely say you'd want to make sure he is under the leader skill. So you'd want to run him like with the exchange Goku Gohan on Goku's family team, or on the Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta's team with the Pure Saiyan's leader skill. He's not on any other leader skills that we have mentioned so far. But yeah, as long as you're able to get him under leader skill, I don't think you'll have to worry about him taking any damage at all. Even if he gets hit by a super attack, he should be in pretty good shape for you. So now, really quick, before we finish up here, let's go ahead and switch over to in-game. And I've actually built and put together a few teams that, that you could potentially use to take on this EZA. It's just some example teams that I've thrown together. So this one is the Goku's Family Super Saiyan team. I guess it is entirely Goku's family, right? So this team could be pretty solid for you. This is going to be absolutely stacked. There you see we've got Godku, and he's on the leader skill. Everybody else is a really hard-hitting unit, decent defensively, so this team should get it done no problem. Now this is the team I'm actually probably going to take this event on with, the Pure Saiyans team here. So this is a really fun one. You've got plenty of options. I would say this is probably the most plentiful category, so if you're really struggling to put a team together, I would say try out the Pure Saiyans build here, because there are the most options. I noticed when I was building these teams in my box, there are a ton of options on the Pure Saiyan team that are also on full power. So you could definitely get this done if you have a Pure Saiyan's leader skill to use. Okay, and then this is just the generic full power team. So you'll notice that a lot of these units are repeating. Quite a few of these units are just the top units available, but these teams are switching up by a unit or two. So if you are a person that's missing like 1 or 2 of these top units, then maybe one of these team builds will coincide with 6 units that you have in your box. That's basically what I'm hoping for people to be able to find. And also remember that you can trade out any of these units that are same named. So like I've been putting the Tech Super Saiyan Goku on the team every time because I intend to use him. He's the strongest of the 3 that I mentioned, but you could definitely replace him with the Int NAMEK Goku or the AGL Transforming Goku for sure. Okay, and then we've got the Powerful Comeback team. So you can actually use the Tech Transforming Goku as your leader and your friend lead. But if you'll notice here, we have to use the Tech Jiren and the Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Who are definitely not as good of options, as well, honestly, as the Int Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta. I think all of those options are pretty mid, but it is a worthwhile trade-off for being able to have 2 of this guy on the team, for sure. Because he might just single-handedly crush this event, and then it won't really matter who else is on the team. So that's kind of a good strat there, too. Okay, so then we've got the Kamehameha team. This one could be kind of fun. I have actually an interesting build here. So 2 of these units, the blue Goku and then the Namek Goku sacrifice HP on their super attack. So if you keep them on rotation and you're able to sacrifice enough HP, then you'll get below 59%, which is going to allow you to use the Kaioken Goku's active skill super attack, and it's going to allow you to proc the revive for the tech Cooler Movie Goku. So that could be a decent strategy as well. If you just wanted to try and cheese it and like purposely get your health lower, then you could like float off Caulifla and just try and get hit as hard as possible to get your HP low, use the active skill, and then use the revive, and you could be sitting pretty that way. So yeah, could be an interesting build. But there you go, guys. That is that is the Easy A. That is the full Easy A guide that I have for you. That is pretty much everything here, so let me know which of these teams, if any of them were helpful for you, if you're going to try it out with any of the teams that I suggested for you, and then, let me know if you guys were able to beat this event, or if you're struggling with it. And if you guys enjoyed what you saw, then consider being a part of the Toxic Tribe with a like, comment, and subscribe. We are trying to get to 77 subscribers by the end of the worldwide celebration, so smack that red subscribe button. That would help me out a lot. I would greatly appreciate it. That is going to do it for this one, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.